There's kind of a difference between pro skateboarding, the industry, and then skateboarding itself. So I mean, the first thing that I ever saw was a kid skating down the street and he ollied up a curb. That was, you know, like the thing that got me started. I thought that was the coolest thing ever. Like, how could this guy just keep cruising down the street and not have to stop and pick up his board? By luck, Mark Gonzalez lived here in Huntington Beach. So one of my probably the first pro I ever saw or realized was a pro skateboarder was Mark Gonzalez. So I was in a Sidewalk Surfer, the skate shop down here, and that was on Main Street in Huntington Beach. We went in there to look at stickers, and there was a Skull Skate sticker, which I fell in love with. I thought that was the coolest sticker ever. Had no idea anything about that company. The skull got me, I guess. And my friend goes, "Hey, there's Mark Gonzalez." And I was just like, "Who? Like what?" So my friend pointed him out. I didn't know who he was, and so he pointed to the wall, and on the wall is this board that says Mark Gonzalez on it. So all kind of, you know, clueless kid getting clued in was at this skate shop, and he goes, "Let's follow him," and we followed him. I think he lived right across the street above some bank, and there was a quarter pipe in the parking lot. So we followed him back to his house like stalkers, and started skating the quarter pipe, and he had disappeared, but then he came back down, did like a 3 or 4 foot high judo air out of this quarter pipe that I was like, you know, could barely kick turn on, and I remember being pretty floored by that. It wasn't until later that I realized he did his own graphics, and that's the one thing that I would cite as one of my biggest influences, was learning about the pros that did their own skateboard graphics. That to me was a really cool idea, and kind of meant a lot to me as a kid, because I thought the board I'm potentially buying was made by the guy whose name's on that board. He put his own artistic touch or his effort into that board. It wasn't just some hired artist. I can say that for certain, that there was something happened here in Huntington Beach that advanced street skating. I can say that without tooting my own horn or anything like that, because there was a thing happening and no one person did it. I remember one day bringing Don Brown from the basketball courts to the high school steps. There was like a small 4 or 5 stair, showing him like, "Check this out," and I did an impossible down a 4 stair, and he said he's like, "My job's over, like I'm fucked." Something like that, something along those lines, like I'm useless now. I've just become irrelevant. Orange County, Southern California, like Long Beach, and there was a thing going on. There was a hotbed at the Pay and Play racquetball courts. Every Friday night, the local kids would bring ramps and slider bars and things, and it'd be this big session, Friday, Saturday nights. Everybody from around would start hearing about it, so kids from all in the inland would start driving down on Friday nights just to be part of this like big session, this impromptu street session that would happen with jump ramps, and there'd be like a hand plant circle and you know, a slider bar sesh, and we were doing wall rides and stuff like that. It was just a full-on thing, and like, you know, Mark Gonzalez would show up or Naudis would show up and everyone would freak out, and but at the same time skate with them. It wouldn't turn into a demo. It'd just be like, yeah, they're part of the session, this is rad, you know. Pushing boundaries, you know. It quickly went from jump ramp sessions to jump ramp sessions are lame and you have to ollie into everything, no more grabbing, you know, like these trends started happening where it was like you were lame if you started early grabbing your jump ramp tricks. You better ollie into them, that's cooler. And like advancing on little, you know, the nuances that make skating what it is. It's like the beauty of it. It's like all these little things that make it cool.